Good evening. We are just about to hop into the cockpit on this beautiful evening. Gonna go fly the TUBM around for a little bit. So let's just get into the cockpit here. Go ahead and close the door, hopefully, somehow. Never know how this works exactly. Okay, well, that'll do it. Make sure that it's locked. Alright, let's go ahead and kick on the batteries and get the panel lights on a little bit. Turn the starter on. Ignition. Fuel pumps. Get that auto on.
TOS system test. Okay.
Okay. We'll let the screens get all warmed up here. And while that's happening, we'll press down on our toe brakes, give the engine a good run up. Feeling good. Funny. Alright, let's take a look here. I got the ignition. Needs to be set to auto. And we can go ahead and get that generator on. And there's no GPU, so obviously we don't want that set. Door. Okay, and lock it. Looks like the door is locked, and the parking brake. And we are pretty much good to go. If I knew this plane a little bit better, I would be able to navigate through this Garmin system to pull up the pre-flight checklists, but for our purposes today, I'm just gonna say screw that. Parking brake is released. Just do a quick flight surface check. Full left, full right, and well, full right rudder. Actually, I wonder if we can see in here. Nope. Not gonna be able to see that. Okay. Let's go ahead and get that set. Let's see. Da, 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 da. I really don't know this aircraft well at all, and I'm not real inclined to be waiting around with that, so we'll go ahead and release the brakes and get our taxi light on, nav lights, all that good stuff, and we'll just follow this taxi line over to the base of the runway. Parked pretty close by, so this will be a nice and simple taxi out. We're just gonna hold short here at this hold short line. Be a good thing that we do. Oops. Brakes are nice and tight. Okay, we're looking left. And we are looking right. Looks all clear. Giving it some power, and as we're on the active runway, I'm going to turn on our pulse lights. And we're going to turn to line up. And this is a really weird runway configuration where we could really just pick either, but this is the shorter general aviation runway. Flaps are set to take off. We're gonna advance the throttle until they stabilize and run it up all the way. Take off. Set our lights to landing. We're just using a little bit of left and right rudder to stay steady. That's our V speed to rotate. Oh boy. Positive rate of climb. Gear up. And we're looking for about 2,000 feet per minute as we climb out here. See, like a quarter lane to the left, I do believe. Not that I know this area well. And at 135, we're gonna put our flaps up. Notice we'll lose some lift, but we'll also start to speed up to our cruising speed. And as we pass over I-90, in just a moment, we're gonna make a gentle right-hand turn towards the west, fly towards Spokane. I don't really have any of the VFR maps or charts pulled up for this area, so if you're expecting unprecedented realism, you're not going to get that here with me. We're just having some fun flying around, sightseeing, and watching the sunset from up here. It's always a good thing to do. Now, one interesting thing about VFR traffic, and one of the things that we will target as we are getting towards our cruising speed, we're going to dial in our heading, Doug. Oops. There we go. And have the airplane fly itself. And then for the altitude select, VFR traffic goes at 500s in 1,000-foot intervals. So what that means for us is, let's see, we go for speed and target that 1,000, 1,500. Anyway, so IFR traffic goes at 1,000-foot intervals, 1,000, 2,000. gotta say, nighttime flying in an area that I'm not particularly familiar with doesn't really make me feel super confident guessing as to where the hell I am. But yeah, so we have 90 here, and that's gotta be potentially Liberty Lake. Oh, well, what the hell? Who knows? Elliot, I'm sorry, I don't know your area very well. Swing this thing all the way around, though. At night, it's a lot more difficult for me. During the daytime, come across it and then kind of nail it. But at night, I don't know, it's a little different. Beautiful evening here as we see the sun sinking down. Now might be a good time to figure out how the hell to turn the brightness down on these things. That's gonna happen.
Traffic, 1 o'clock, low, 4 miles.
Okay. I think I saw them just a little bit now. If we look over here, yeah, they're right there. Probably on a collision course. No, they're 4,000 feet below us. So, that is A-okay. Not concerned about that. Getting up here was fun, but I didn't really have a plan once we got up, so we are really just flying in circles. Brightness is not something that I know how to control. But I do know how to land. I forget what this field is called, but we've had a fun time up here. The sun has set, so we're gonna go ahead and actually pick that as our landing spot. Based on the winds, we are going to want to
Landing gear.
land in this direction. And it looks so cool out there with all the lights. This will be a nice steep descent, as it was a last minute decision to land here. We're going to turn right, do a little clover leaf as we're descending down to our glide slope. You could always do a little bit of math to figure out how to line yourself exactly up on the runway. My strategy typically as a self-taught pilot is to start a nice gentle turn towards the beginning. And second half of your turn you can kind of crank it if you need to, or shallow out, just kind of based on feel. 1,500 feet per minute descent rate is feeling pretty damn good. We flaps 1 for now. And go once we get to... Oh, crap. That was already right. Landing lights are on already. Okay. Go gear down. And as the gear's coming down, go landing flaps.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
She's yelling at us about landing gear. It's already coming down. Turn off the flight director. Get that out of there. And for now, we're just flying at around 90 knots, as that's our V speed. We'll fly a little bit faster than 90 knots if we wanted to. Sometimes it's good. Gives you a little bit more maneuverability. And we are high on approach based on the PAPIs, so we're going to hit 1,000 feet per minute as our descent rate until we get a red light. There we go. 2 red lights. That's exactly what we wanted to see. So now we can shallow out our descent. Our speed crept up a bit there, so we're going to throttle back a bit. And we are fighting a little bit of turbulence, as well as a really small, sensitive plane. Minor adjustments go a long way. Go a little bit left to right. Okay, and switch it to the left tank. Get rid of that master
500.
caution. Get our speed back even more. Now we can come right a bit. We're feeling really good about this. It's like pitch black, but that is okay. And now that we're over the tarmac, we're gonna cut our throttle and just gently float it all the way down. Touchdown, reverse thrust. And again, we're just using the rudder to stay on the center line. And we're slow enough now that we're coming into regular forward thrust. And we can use the brakes the rest of the way. That wasn't even bad.
Skywest 3313, heavy ready for departure runway 21 IFR to Boise. Skywest 3313, heavy altimeter 29.9, 2 wind calm. Cleared for takeoff runway 21.
Future videos, we're definitely going to be shutting up the fake air traffic control, as it's just more
Cleared for
annoying
takeoff
than
runway
anything else.
21 Skywest 3313, heavy.
Okay, I was like, I was really expecting to see it turn off at the end here. And we're off the runway, so we're going to switch this to the taxi. And turn the pulse off, because we're not on the active runway. Taxiing isn't ever the most exciting part of the flight, so we might just make it nice and easy. Head straight over here. Come off of our taxi line a bit. Get a little left brake and power. Just to really swing it around.
Skywest 3313, heavy contact. Spokane departure on 133.35. Good day.
bing, bada bing. Gotta turn the battery generator off. Keep the battery on actually for now to see stuff. Everything goes off. Alright, well, thanks for your time. They sure do.
TOS system test. Okay.
Wow, they sure do make it easy to open up the door. There we go. And goodbye, battery. There she is. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you on the next one.